everybody, welcome back to Easy Techie video, and today I am replacing the charging port from the Galaxy S4 that I bought on Carousell for $5. I tested the battery that I bought for another one $5 each. The lot I just showed in the live stream before for $5. I tried and I tested, I charged it, it works, it plays the sound, all that kind of stuff. The micro USB charging board works, and I am going to harvest it from this to this because as you can see inside the charging port, it is kind of effed. In this video, I am going to replace the micro USB port on this Galaxy S4, which is like quite immaculate condition for just $5, which is uncanny. Here's the two batteries. One of them, the bottom black color plastic is gone. So this one is a bit bulged, right? But whatever it works, so who cares about it? So I'm gonna use some tools. I'm gonna use the screwdriver, but usually majority of the screws are all mainly same size. We don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to use some miscellaneous plastic tools to open up the mid frame. Before that, you have to be very careful about it, or else things go wrong. I will be very super careful on this. For this one, I really don't care because I taken apart before. I cracked some parts, but I really don't care because the screen doesn't work. I have a spare S4 white color. I don't need another white S4. So yeah. And this is how I'm going to do the charging port replacement. I do apologize with the camera placement there. This is what I can do with my small tripod. So yeah, and without further ado, let's get started.
First off, I started by removing the screws that hold the plastic frame in place. After that, I use a mix of plastic and metal prying tools to carefully separate the frame from the phone. Well, this part can be pretty nerve-wracking since the frame can break easily because it's plastic. But since I'm working on a broken phone for parts, it's not a big deal this time. Once I managed to open up the white S4, which is our parts phone, I move on to the black S4 where the process was pretty much the same. Unscrewing the frame and gently prying it out. I used both plastic and metal tools again, but this time round I had to be very extra careful by not damage the plastic frame because the black S4, the plastic frame which is in pristine condition. And if you guys seen my previous repair stream where I repaired those S2s, S3s and S4 and a few iPhones, I managed to broke off the plastic frame along the way.
I really hate plastic.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
Oh my god!
But I can rectify using the B7000 glue for phones and it looks new. So moving on. After removing the plastic frames from both phones, it was time to transfer the working charging port from the parts phone to the black S4. So I had to make sure the normal bumpers are matched, otherwise it won't work properly. The metal bracket holding the charging port was a bit tricky to remove, but after some patience, I got it out and transferred the working port onto the black S4. Once that was done, I reattached the plastic frame and tested the new charging port using my micro USB cable. And to my surprise, it worked perfectly. Yes! Now that everything is working, it's just the same process in reverse. Screw everything back together and we are done.
And we are done. Our Samsung Galaxy S4 has been, back and running with the micro USB port has replaced, and so far there is no issue except the power buttons. The power button okay, but the volume button I can't unable to volume change the volume up and down. Same goes to this one, which is common because when I open the mid frame plastic thing, firstly I hate opening it. Is, you know, very scary that, you know, this chrome plastic part, there are some parts that is cracked, as you can see. But I thought initially, right, I thought the status light doesn't work when I turn on it, and like, oh yeah, it's a notification, blah blah blah. So, well, it's just a jump scare on me. So yeah, I think some of the phones has it, but majority of the Android phone they get rid of it because, you know, Apple, I guess, and corporate greed. So the navigation light button works, you know, yeah, yep, everything works. Touch works. I can open up the, you know, the diagnostic test mode, all that kind of stuff. So speaking of the volume up button, all this, why we cannot, like, you know, the up and down button doesn't work. So let me tell you what is the reason behind. You look at this shit. Look at this. This is disintegrating rubber, where majority of it are they mainly used on volume button, power button, some random imaginary button that they're gonna use it on or some phones. Firstly, I fucking hate it because, you know, a few years down the road, because of different room, different environment has different humidity, different temperature, all that kind of stuff, it can break down. And, you know, a lot of phones they have this stupid power button rubber disintegration. And you know, there are some phones that they have, like, you know, they have some alternative of using rubber. Then yeah lah, you use some metal thing. I think Apple they use, like, you know, when they use for your power button all that kind of stuff, it doesn't involve with rubber, which is a good engineering idea from Apple. And some Android manufacturers like Samsung, you know, Xiaomi, they using this stupid idea of using rubber for volume button and power button. I think their latest model they eliminate it with, like, using the rubber buttons to connect from the button housing kind of thing to the power button, volume button, logic board. It's a flex cable, can be either like solder on or the, you know, can remove easily with the connector, that one. I really don't like the solder on logic board. It makes your life more difficult when you want to replace the power button. So that's it for this charging replacement, the easy way route. I didn't go with the, you know, if it's a worst case scenario is the micro soldering, but I don't have a hot air station. And this model is good because the S3, the micro USB port is soldered on. So I had to buy a hot air station. Yeah, I had to fork out a bit of money to replace the micro USB. So, well, enough of talking. For the volume button and the power button, I will go and make like a live stream of me replacing it. And, you know, once I bought some parts on Shopee, all that kind of stuff. iPhone 6s Plus, I replaced the screen. And, you know, all this from a donor iCloud lock iPhone, which I bought on Carousell for $10. These two S4 that I bought is like at $5 each. This one is from other listing, and this was from the other listings that I came across recently. So that's it for this video. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and check out my gaming channel at the top right hand corner. More like kind of like phone repair stuff up soon, probably, I guess, for the iPhone 6s Plus. I'm gonna make stream because Jeffrey's made a video already, I guess. So that's it for this video, and I catch you guys next time. Bye bye.